Robert Pattinson achieved widespread recognition at a remarkably young age. He was just 22 years old when he catapulted to stardom through his leading role in the blockbuster film Twilight. This sudden surge in popularity, however, brought with it a host of challenges and complications that he had to navigate carefully. The immense success of the movie not only elevated his career but also imposed certain expectations and misconceptions on his public persona. In a candid conversation, Pattinson opened up about the dual-edged sword of fame that accompanied his portrayal of the enigmatic vampire Edward Cullen. He expressed a genuine appreciation for the experience of working on the Twilight series. The films were enjoyable to make, filled with creative energy and collaboration among the cast and crew. Yet, the massive marketing campaign that surrounded the franchise amplified everything to an overwhelming degree. Pattinson was acutely aware of the risk of his personal identity becoming entangled with the commercial juggernaut that Twilight had become. To counteract this, he made a deliberate effort to assert his individuality, pushing back against the tide of public perception that sought to define him solely through the lens of his on-screen character. This approach, he noted, has lingered with him throughout his career, shaping how he approaches roles and public interactions. One particularly intriguing aspect he highlighted was the initial confusion among fans and the public between his real self and the fictional Edward. The character's brooding, romantic allure captured imaginations worldwide, leading many to assume that Pattinson embodied those traits in his everyday life. This blurring of lines between actor and role was both fascinating and somewhat disorienting. It underscored the power of cinema to influence perceptions, where a performance could overshadow the performer's true identity. Pattinson reflected on how this phenomenon played out in the early days of his fame, with people projecting Edward's characteristics onto him without realizing the distinction. Interestingly, Pattinson maintained that he wasn't overly attached or protective of that imposed identity. After all, it wasn't something that originated from within him. It was a creation of the story and the character's design. This detachment allowed him to view the situation with a level of objectivity. He saw it as an opportunity rather than a burden, using the public's preconceptions as a tool in his artistic toolkit. By incorporating these expectations into his character development for future roles, he could heighten the drama and surprise audiences. For instance, if viewers anticipated a certain demeanor based on his Twilight legacy, he could subvert or amplify it to create more impactful performances. This strategic mindset demonstrates his growth as an actor, turning potential pitfalls into advantages. Beyond his retrospective on Twilight, Pattinson is currently involved in exciting new projects that showcase his versatility. He is set to star alongside Zendaya in an upcoming film titled The Drama. Their on-screen partnership promises to deliver compelling chemistry, drawing on their respective talents to bring depth to the narrative. The movie's storyline revolves around a couple who appear blissfully engaged, only for their relationship to unravel in unexpected and chaotic ways during the crucial week before their wedding. This romantic thriller, infused with elements of comedy, delves into a dark secret shared between the partners, propelling their lives into turmoil. Written and directed by Christopher Borgli, the film explores themes of trust, revelation, and the fragility of commitments. Pattinson's involvement in the drama, as well as his recent appearance in Dune, highlights his evolution from a teen idol to a respected figure in more mature, genre-spanning cinema. His ability to reflect on past experiences like Twilight with honesty and insight reveals a thoughtful artist who has learned to harness fame's complexities. The drama is scheduled for release in cinemas on April 3rd, offering audiences another chance to see Pattinson in a role that challenges perceptions and delivers emotional intensity. Expanding on this, it's worth considering the broader implications of Pattinson's experiences. The Twilight saga, based on Stephenie Meyer's novels, became a cultural phenomenon in the late 2000s, spawning a devoted fanbase known as Twihards. The series' blend of romance, fantasy, and supernatural elements resonated deeply with young audiences, turning Pattinson, Kristen Stewart, and Taylor Lautner into overnight sensations. However, the intense scrutiny that followed often led to typecasting, where actors struggled to break free from their breakout roles. Pattinson's proactive stance in differentiating himself is a testament to his resilience and strategic career choices. In interviews, he has often discussed selecting projects that allow him to explore unconventional characters, such as in films like The Lighthouse or Tenet. This pattern suggests a deliberate pivot away from mainstream blockbusters toward indie and auteur-driven works. His collaboration with directors like Christopher Nolan and Robert Eggers has solidified his reputation as a versatile performer capable of handling complex, psychologically driven roles. The confusion with Edward, while initially challenging, ultimately fueled his determination to redefine his image. Moreover, Pattinson's comments on using public perception in character development touch on a fascinating aspect of modern acting. In an era of social media and constant visibility, actors must navigate how their off-screen lives intersect with their work. By acknowledging and incorporating audience expectations, Pattinson creates layers in his performances that engage viewers on multiple levels. This meta-approach can make films more immersive and thought-provoking, as it plays with the boundaries between reality and fiction. Looking at the drama specifically, the film's premise offers rich ground for exploration. The story of a couple facing a shattering revelation just before their wedding mirrors real-life scenarios where hidden truths disrupt seemingly perfect unions. Themes of honesty, vulnerability, and the chaos of love are universal, making the movie relatable despite its thriller elements. Pattinson's pairing with Zendaya, known for her roles in Euphoria and Spider-Man, adds star power and potential for dynamic interactions. Their chemistry could be a highlight, drawing on Zendaya's emotive range and Pattinson's subtle intensity.